In this video, I'll show you how to generate standard SwiftUI views, standard interactions, and effects like liquid glass using state-of-the-art models like Cloud Opus 4, Cloud Sonnet 4, OpenAI's O3 and O4 models, or Gemini 2.5 Pro. On this particular screen, for example, we have a standard segmented control, button interactions, and a standard SwiftUI sheet. We will generate the UIs with Cloud Sonnet 4 using all these starter files. We will create them in Xcode. Then we will go to Cursor and use Cloud Sonnet 4 to generate the code. The trending screen consists of a vertical scrolling view and also a list of items. On the top, there is also a SwiftUI menu. We can tap each of the list items to show a sheet and go to another page. The Live tab bar has a horizontal scrolling view of items. There is also a vertical scrolling view. You have noticed on this screen there is a padding issue. We will fix that later in the video. On the top base screen, we have a nice visualization using Swift charts. We also have different kinds of button chips to navigate through the charts. Under chart, you can initiate a new message. There is also a contact list. Tapping each of the contact lists will show a vertical scrolling view for incoming and outgoing messages. So we are going to use this prompt and the following Swift files to generate the various screens for the project. We have about 8 files in total. There is followerfriend.swift. We have trending bets, sports betting, and the rest. As you saw previously, we didn't only generate the screens. There were some interactions, so we need to specify that as well. Also, we generate all the charts using Swift charts. So I specified here, where necessary, we should use Swift charts. Another important thing we should specify is that we want to use standard SwiftUI views and controls, like navigation stack, navigation link, buttons, toolbar items, sheet, list, and more. Also, if I scroll down, I specify the color palette to use. Let's jump to Xcode and create a new SwiftUI app and start working. From File, I will select New and Project. With these settings, I'll click Next and give it a name. Then I'll save it to a location on my machine. Let's create all the files into one folder. So I'll select this folder and choose the option New File from Template. Then I'll leave it as SwiftUI view and give it a name and create it. Next, I'll go back and copy another file. Let's repeat it for all. Some of the file extensions are duplicated, so let's fix that. I'll remove the first one, I'll select the second file and remove it as well. Let's remove it from the struct too. This is the first one, so I'll select the other one and remove it as well. At this point, we have all the starter files to be used for generating the UIs, the various components of the screens, and also the various interactions. Before we jump to Cursor to generate the UI, we don't need the content view, so let's select it and delete it. Let's also go to the entry point of the app and replace the content view with any of the files we created previously. For example, we can use the sports betting view to replace the content view. Since we now have everything in place, let's copy the prompt and also go to Cursor and start generating the UI for the project. So I'll click the folder and open it in Cursor. You have noticed we have all the files we created previously. By expanding the chat window, let's leave the option as agent and also leave the model as Cloud Sonnet 4. Then I'll go to the chat window and paste the prompt. Let's expand it more and submit it. It's going to take a while because it is going to plan all the moves and generate a to-do list for the project. At this point, the model is generating a step-by-step guide for what is supposed to be done. So now it has generated the top performance view. It will implement it and go to the next. Once the module completes any of the steps in the to-do list, it adds a strike through to differentiate the completed tasks from those that have not been done. We have some updates in the main app file, so let's scroll down and accept the changes. The file topperformance.swift has not been updated yet. If I click it, you have noticed we now have the starter file, so the module is going to generate its content now. Let's scroll down and accept the changes. Next, it is now working on push notifications.swift, so we need to wait for a moment as well and accept the changes. It seems everything is done now, so it is summarizing everything it did. You have noticed we have green check marks for all the to-do lists. For some of the files, I haven't accepted the changes, so I'll go through each one of them and accept the changes. By scrolling up in the chat window, you have noticed here we have all the generated and accepted files. At this point, we can open the project in Xcode and see all the generated components, SwiftUI views and screens. The Xcode preview is still in progress, so let's wait for a moment. So you have noticed with just a single prompt and explicitly specifying all that we need, the SwiftUI components, views and interactions, we have a beautiful mockup for our SwiftUI project. However, not everything is perfect. For example, on this screen, we have a padding issue under the section Live Now, but this can be fixed easily. That is what we want to do next. I will now navigate to the project navigator and select live stream betting game.swift. Then I'll scroll down to find the container holding the Live Now view. That is this H-stack container. So we can click in front and get the closing brace. Then we add padding. So by applying a horizontal pattern, you have noticed we now have a space between the text and the left edge of the container. With the first pattern applied, I'll go to the next text and apply a horizontal pattern as well. Next, I'll copy the pattern we just applied and also add it to the final text. We have now applied the pattern to all the three texts. So now everything looks beautiful. Another thing you have also noticed is that Warrior 75 touches the bottom edge of the container. So let's apply a bottom pattern to the text. I will now copy the pattern and paste it here. Then I'll change it from horizontal to bottom. Applying a horizontal pattern and a bottom pattern to the card now makes it look beautiful. So that is everything I have for you in this video. With just a single prompt, I have shown you how to generate beautiful designs for your SwiftUI application. You have noticed by specifying in the prompt to use standard SwiftUI controls and views, we have been able to generate a beautiful looking UI that supports liquid glass for iOS 26.